The Wisdom of Psychopaths by Kevin Dutton. What saints, spies, and serial killers can teach us about success. 1. Psychopathy exists on a spectrum, with both dark and light sides. Psychopathy is like sunlight. Overexposure can hasten one's demise in grotesque, carcinogenic fashion. But regulated exposure at controlled and optimal levels can have a significant positive impact on well-being and quality of life. The psychopathy continuum. Psychopathy is not a binary condition, but rather exists on a spectrum. At one extreme are the dangerous criminal psychopaths, while at the other are highly successful individuals with psychopathic traits. Most people fall somewhere in between. Light and dark. Psychopathic traits like fearlessness, charm, and focus can be positive in moderation, enabling coolness under pressure and bold decision-making. However, when taken to extremes, these same traits lead to callousness and criminality. The key is harnessing the light side while restraining the dark. Societal implications. As society becomes faster-paced and more competitive, moderate psychopathic traits may become increasingly adaptive. However, this also risks normalizing more extreme psychopathic behaviors. Understanding the spectrum of psychopathy is crucial for maximizing its benefits while mitigating its dangers. 2. Psychopathic traits can confer advantages in certain professions. You'll find them, psychopaths, in any organization where your position and status afford you power and control over others, and the chance of material gain. High-stakes professions. Psychopathic traits like coolness under pressure, charm, and ruthless focus can be assets in fields like business or finance, law, politics, surgery, military or law enforcement. Corporate psychopaths. Studies have found a higher prevalence of psychopathic traits among business leaders compared to the general population. Their charm, confidence, and willingness to take risks can propel them to the top of organizations. Double-edged sword. While psychopathic traits can enable success, they also risk unethical behavior and damage to others. The challenge is cultivating the positive aspects of these traits while restraining the negative impulses through strong ethical frameworks and oversight. 3. Fearlessness and focus are key psychopathic attributes with positive potential. When the situation demanded it, they became laser-like in their ability to do whatever it takes. Unflappable under pressure. Psychopaths demonstrate remarkable fearlessness and focus in high-stress situations. This allows them to remain calm and make clear decisions when others might panic. Enhanced performance. Studies have shown that individuals with psychopathic traits often outperform others on tasks requiring focus under pressure, such as financial decision-making, crisis management, high-stakes negotiations, combat situations, cultivating functional fearlessness. While innate in psychopaths, aspects of this fearlessness can be developed through training in fields like the military, emergency services, and high-level sports. The key is combining fearlessness with ethical constraints and concern for others. 4. Psychopaths excel at reading and manipulating others' emotions. Even the colorblind know when to stop at a traffic light. You'd be surprised. I've got hidden shallows. Emotional intelligence without empathy. Psychopaths often demonstrate a keen ability to read others' emotions and vulnerabilities. However, they use this skill manipulatively rather than empathetically. Parallels with mindfulness. This psychopathic trait shares similarities with mindfulness practices in Buddhism and modern psychology. Both emphasize non-judgmental awareness of the present, benefits and drawbacks, enhanced focus and performance, reduced stress and anxiety, ability to move on quickly from setbacks, but also lack of long-term planning and learning from mistakes, cultivating healthy present focus. While psychopaths may naturally inhabit the present, others can develop this skill through mindfulness practices, potentially gaining the benefits without the associated drawbacks. 7. Moderate levels of psychopathic traits may be optimal for success. Both extremely high and extremely low levels of psychopathy may be maladaptive, with intermediate levels being most adaptive. The Goldilocks zone. Research suggests that moderate levels of psychopathic traits may be most beneficial. Too little, and one may be overly anxious and risk-averse. Too much leads to criminality and social dysfunction. Optimal traits in moderation. Fearlessness, charm, focus, stress resistance, action orientation, balancing act. The challenge is cultivating these traits to a functional degree while maintaining empathy, ethics, and long-term thinking. This requires self-awareness and often external checks and balances. Implications for selection. Fields like business, law enforcement, and the military might benefit from selecting for moderate levels of these traits, while screening out extreme psychopathy. 8. Psychopathy and spiritual enlightenment share some surprising parallels. There's evidence to suggest that deep within the corridors of the brain, psychopathy and sainthood share secret neural office space. Shared traits. Both psychopaths and highly enlightened individuals like Buddhist monks demonstrate present moment focus, emotional detachment, fearlessness, unconventional thinking, neurological similarities. Studies have found neurological similarities. Studies have found similar patterns of brain activity in psychopaths and meditating monks, particularly in areas related to emotional processing and self-awareness. Divergent motivations. While the outward behaviors may be similar, the underlying motivations differ greatly. Psychopaths act from self-interest, while the spiritually enlightened act from universal compassion. Implications. This connection suggests that some psychopathic traits, when coupled with ethical development and compassion, may actually facilitate spiritual growth. Conversely, spiritual practices might help channel psychopathic tendencies in more positive directions. So here's the real question. Are these traits dangerous? Yes. Are they powerful? Also yes. The difference isn't the trait. It's the control. Kevin Dutton doesn't argue that we should become psychopaths. He shows us something far more useful. Some of the qualities we fear most, fearlessness, emotional control, relentless focus, can be tools. In the wrong hands, they destroy. In disciplined hands, they build. The goal isn't to erase your darkness. It's to understand it, to regulate it, to use it when pressure rises and others freeze. That's the balance. That's the edge. If this changed the way you think about success, hit like and share your biggest takeaway below. Which trait do you think is most powerful? Fearlessness, charm, emotional detachment, or present focus? And if you want more deep dives into psychology, power, and human nature, subscribe and stay close. Because the most dangerous thing in the world isn't a psychopath. It's power without awareness. See you in the next one.